Good afternoon, everyone. I'm assuming everybody can hear me. I've got a very loud voice anyway. So firstly, I'd just like to say thank you to Hannah, Amanda, Safia for having me here today, and all of SEO London, thanks to you for having us here today. And thank you to you students coming. It is fantastic to see such a large group of female techies. We want to call them a group which is hugely underrepresented in some of the industries that we serve or support. We support you to support them, so to speak. So just quickly, a bit about me. My name is Taps. I am head of partnerships at SEO London. So ultimately, I look after our corporate sponsors as well as all of our fundraising efforts here at SEO because we are a charity. Before my role, I was actually head of our corporates and tech program. And hence, before that, I was in industry. That's why I know Hannah. That's why I know the BCS Lovelace. But I've been coming to the BCS Lovelace for about 6, 7, 8 years. I was telling Hannah before I had my kids, now I'm still here, back again. But anyway, it was, before, 10 years. Probably been coming here for 10 years. I haven't been for a few years, but we're back. Before I just get started, hands up who knows about SEO London? Not you, Amanda. Okay, so very few people. Okay, our name sucks a little bit, because it doesn't explain very well what we do, but we are sponsors for educational opportunity. We are a charity that works with underrepresented students, and we give you education, training, and support to break into competitive industries. Now, when I say competitive industries, we cover quite a range of them. We cover corporate law, real estate, consulting, insurance, tech, corporates, law. I said law twice. Tech, and why we call these competitive industries, because they are tough to get into, right? I was speaking to a young lady who said she did over 50 applications or something like that before. And again, when we say that females are hugely underrepresented, they are. So we focus on supporting our female students like yourselves. We focus on supporting students from ethnic minority backgrounds and students from a low socio-economic background as well within our programs. So last year we supported about 4,000 students. Actually, the actual number is 3,977. And within that group of students, 800 students received internships across these industries, across our sponsor firms because of our support. We are going to take credit for it because we do a very good job in making sure that you submit a strong application. Okay, so just a few things about these industries that I've just mentioned. And everybody knows this. Companies do benefit from having a diverse group of people. All the research, the studies have shown that they outperform all of the companies that are not that diverse. Next bit, to be a lawyer, to be in the legal profession, do you have to have studied law? No, you can pretty much have studied anything because there'll be something in it for you. So again, within our programs, we aim to showcase that no matter what you have studied, probably within one of the industry sectors that we work in, you'll probably find something in it for you, because these are multinationals. Technology companies are not only run by technologists, they are run by everything else that supports that organization to make sure that it is a success. And then again, to be successful in the corporate world, is it more about you or what you know about them, or what they don't know about you or what you know about them? What is it? It's everything, isn't it? Yeah, so you need to know a bit of everything. And again, within our programs, I'll talk a bit about it. We will make sure that we educate you and give you comprehensive training and education about the industries and the careers within those industries. Okay, so what we offer you as a student, we offer you education and training about careers, about different industries, and also on how it is that you secure a job with these industries by making sure you submit a very strong application. Like I said to you before, they're very competitive. If you hear some of the data coming out of companies like Deloitte, for example, they say, oh, we get 100,000 applications for our Spring Into program where they only have 400 roles. So the competition is pretty high out there. And that's what we do. We will support you to make sure that you stand out, to ensure that you have that edge. And once you get the job, we also give you pre-internship training to ensure we set you up for success within these sectors. And again, these sectors are very competitive. And when you go in there, we want to ensure that we are changing representation. And we can only do that when we ensure that your career is going to progress within these industry sectors, competitive corporate industries. And again, just to touch on all of the other industries that we work within and some of our programs. If you come and see me out there, I can give you a leaflet with all of these bits. Okay, let me just touch a bit on our support. So there are 3 components to our education and training, starting with the networking. So important. The world is about who you know, what you know, who you're going to know for the rest of your life. Like I said, I met Hannah and Amanda and Safia 8-10 years ago, and I still know them. And I've changed a lot of companies within them, and they will always be your support. So no matter who you meet now and your networks, you are going to use them throughout your career. And you're going to need to go back in your career to making sure that you're supporting each other. Another big thing that we talk about in our programs is the industry sectors. And again, just because you're doing computer science, it doesn't mean you can only work at Google or IBM, you know, or the investment banks, for example. Yes, we know that they deal with a lot of money, but ultimately they're technology machines that work with a lot of money, pretty much, with the investment bank. So again, we're making sure that we expose you to the different sectors, and no matter what you've studied, there's probably something in it for you. And also how the sectors all interlink and work together. I was sitting outside with the guys at Ocado Technology, and they've got their cool robotics and their big, gigantic warehouses. But let me tell you, within those warehouses, everything's working. Technology, insurance, our insurance firms need to insure all of these warehouses, otherwise they don't work. We talk about the technology bit, and also even in the investment banking, asset management bit, these big warehouses are owned by asset managers, or they're managed by asset managers because of the money they generate. Real estate firms, again, they're sitting on real estate that's owned by whoever it is. So again, all of those industries interchange and they work together, and you can move from one and the other. And then another thing, again, is the big career prep. When you join SEO as a student, our first big thing that we'll look at is working on your CV. Because what is that CV? That CV is the first thing the companies are going to see. And it's like your first sales tool, and the first thing that they'll see. And we want it to stand out, be impressive. We want it to showcase your skills, showcase what you've learned and how it is translating to your CV, and showcase what it is that you're interested in and strong at. I'll touch a bit about CVs in a bit. And then ultimately, once you get the internship or graduate program, we do the technical skills and the soft skills to set you up for success within the industries. These are some of the sponsor firms that we work with. There are about 150, to tell you the truth. So we work with these students to do all of the training programs that with these companies to do all of the training programs that I've just talked about. And within some of these organizations, we also what we do call referrals. So we refer students that have been on our program that we think are the strongest and that are going to make it within that industry. And the other thing that we do is that some of them have got internships that are solely for SEO students only. So again, you're already standing a stronger chance to get into industry if you join our programs. I'm doing a whole sale about our program, but they work quite well. So just to go in a bit about interview skills and personal branding, I think we're going to leave 10 minutes at the end to ask question and answers. Okay, good. So yeah, that was just a bit about SEO, but let's do a bit about interview skills and personal branding, because I want to make sure that I leave with giving you a few tips on how it is that you can start to think about your careers. Who's in first year? Okay, so we've got a few first years here. Okay. Yeah, when you start to think about your careers, and rightly so, you start to think, well, we start to get our students start thinking about what they want to do in year 12. And then some companies start way earlier, in like year 6. But yeah, in year 12, with the whole industry exploration, and which industry you want to work in and what it is that you want to do. So we'll do a bit about personal branding and then we'll go through this. Okay, so just shout it out. What words come to mind when you see these two logos? Anything else? Shout out stuff?
Food, fries.
Yes. Fries.
American.
You're right, very American. True. So again, why I flashed these up is because these two have already got a big brand. And as it is with the brand, what stands out on there, what it's famous for, what it's known for, and what it's become, and if they're American or not, and if you can eat them or not, So that is why I flashed out these two images. Okay, next two images again. Just shout out what you feel. Not the names. Yep.
Great and ugly.
Yeah.
One's inspirational and the other one's profound.
There we go. Yes. Yep. Inspirational account. Anything else? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yep. And again, I'm bringing these up because these two have got very different brands, don't they? I know, like you've all said, Michelle Obama, inspirational. Yes, they're both in politics, that's another story. Michelle Obama, inspirational, is out there fighting for women's rights. And then, of course, our brand of Donald Trump as well. We all said a few words there, and that's what comes to mind. Okay. So, what is your personal brand? And again, you can start to think about this at any age, and even now. I was at a workshop last week where I was still thinking about my personal brand and when I want to, and where I want to go and where I see myself in the next couple of years, blah, blah, blah. So, the personal brand is about how you see yourself, how others see you, and then that is your brand. Okay. And again, it's what people say about you when you leave the room. So when you leave the room today, well, what's that person going to say about me? And that's been said by Jeff Bezos. Okay. So just to leave you with a few things about what you can start thinking about in terms of your personal brand, start thinking, what's a superpower? And it doesn't have to be something like I can fly an airplane. Well, if that is your superpower, that is very cool. But it can start from anything simple from, I can walk into a room and say hi to people, even if I don't know anybody. That's a big superpower, by the way. It will take you a long way as well. So start thinking about what that is, no matter how big or small. Start thinking about what your superpower is now. Start thinking about what it could look like in 3 years' time, and what it could look like in 5 years' time, and then in 10 years' time. So again, just write a few bits down. Don't put too many superpowers, because you'll develop new ones as you continue in your career. And what do people always praise you for, compliment you for? Do they say, oh, you're very good at using Excel. Can you help me with my Excel skills or whatever? Again, just think about what those skills are. This will help you. This will help you a lot, even in your interviews and what career you want to go into. So what your teachers and friends come to you for as well, think about that. What adjectives are used to describe you? It's all of those great words. And how you do what you do as well is a good way to think about. So, think about, some of the things that you've achieved. How have you done it? Have you done it because you've worked with someone in a team? Have you done it because you've gone to ask your teacher for help? Have you done it because you're really good at Excel? Have you done it because your PowerPoint skills are great? Think about the things that you've done and how you've gotten to do all of those cool things. And again, just write it down. And again, what are you passionate about? Whatever you're passionate about is what usually tends to be your superpower. And you can carry that on for the rest of your career because you'll always be enthusiastic about it. And again, these change over time. But now just to start thinking about what that looks like. Okay, so once you've written down all your little bits, and where you see yourself, your superpowers, this is some of the places where it is your personal brand will be. And I'm just going to start with the CV. And I think I mentioned before, your CV is like your sales tool. So everything that's good needs to be on your CV, or the skills you've learned, your work experience, your education, your posters. These posters that you've just done, those need to be on your CV as well. Yep. And whatever it is that you've researched and making that relevant. Your personal brand is also going to be on all your social media and your social networks. So I think everyone here is like, what, Snapchat? Yeah. Is everyone on Snapchat? Yeah, okay. Does people still use Instagram in your age? Yeah? Okay. Snapchat, okay. And, right, who has a LinkedIn profile? That's most people. Yeah, Hannah, you use yours a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, your LinkedIn profile. Right, so LinkedIn will be your professional brand, so to speak, yes? So LinkedIn is where employers are going to look to see what achievements that you've had, see your work experience. You're going to use it to network within your professional career circles or professional circles or school circles, student circles. That's where you're going to have all of your professional information on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, if you do not have a LinkedIn profile, please go home and create one. Students are the fastest growing sector on LinkedIn. And hence why you need to be on there, otherwise future employers are not going to find you. How often do you think you need to update your LinkedIn profile? Shout out. How often do you think? Once a week. What are you putting on once a week? You're getting all the skills out there, isn't it? Yeah, when you do exactly that. So when you do something. So today you've done the poster competition, put that on your LinkedIn. Yeah. So again, when you do something again that's giving you new skills, that's adding to your personal brand, something that you're interested in, passionate about, something that's going to be your superpower, please put it in and update it on your LinkedIn so we can find you, or employers can find you as well. And then, yeah, feel free to post it on your other social sites. The other ones over there are email. And again, remember, when you're sending out emails, especially within your professional circles, career students, to your teachers, those also show your brand and what type of person you are, what your personal brand is like. So again, keep your emails professional. Keep them well written. Make sure you've got full stops, punctuation, they're flowing well, etc., especially the professional ones to your friends. That will be another story. And so should be your messaging and anything else that you post out in the public in terms of your professional careers. Yeah. So again, that's where some of your personal branding will be seen, and that's what people will know you for. Okay, so just to talk a bit about your CV. I think I've just mentioned to you what Deloitte gets 100,000 CVs for 400 roles. It takes about 6 seconds for recruiters to scan a CV. And I'm telling you, all CVs are scanned by someone, whether or not they are looked at by someone who is looking at 100 CVs a day, whether or not they're looked at someone who's looking at a few CVs per day, they need to scan your CV in 6 seconds, and hence why we keep saying the CV needs to stand out. It is your first sales tool, so to speak. Yeah. So there we go. In terms of volumes, the recruiters spend less time, so we need a standout CV. Okay, so key tips for your CV. Right. Oh. Okay, we want to keep it to 1 page. Yeah, we want to keep it to 1 page. Just because, again, it's the time it takes to scan. You've got your CV on a laptop. If you scan to 2nd page, they've already lost interest, the recruiters, unless they've seen something on the top where they're like, oh, I'm going to read on to the next page. And at this stage as well, in terms of your work experience, you won't have as much to put on there. Yeah. I'll leave time for questions, ladies, at the end, just that everyone else will be able to hear you. Okay, so just in terms of CV structure, personal details at the top. Please do not forget to put your phone number on your CVs. The amount of CVs we've seen without phone numbers. Recruiters can't call you if your phone number's not on there. Okay, and then we go to education and qualifications. Put them on there. Keep them concise. And at this stage, students, you can do your A-levels as well, and then your university qualifications and your expected grade. And then your work experience and relevant experience. Okay, so I'm going to spend a bit of time talking about this. Who thinks that if you have worked at Tesco or done a retail role, a retail role, you should put it on your CV? Good. Everyone's thinking the same way. Okay, good. Right, so every work experience that you do is relevant. What will stand out is how you write it on your CV. Yeah, so remember, your work experience needs to be quality, quantity. Okay, so whatever you've done, make sure that you're putting the quality to it, again, so it stands out. All right, I'm going to have to go through this. For your work experience, come see me after, I can tell you more about how that looks. And then add your extracurricular activities, like today, that can go on your CV, and then any of your skills and interests. Yep, and then all of the other bits, which I think everybody has seen before in reverse order. Be concise and keep your formatting consistent. You won't believe all the recruiters, they will look at everything else and they'll notice that a full stop is missing. And then again, there we go with your personal brand. But yes, those are a few tips for your CV, and again, if you see me after, I'll be able to give you more. And that is it for me. And this is one of our email addresses.
So Taps has deliberately left time for questions. I'm sure you've got some.
What, just put your hand up? Do you want to just put your hand up and then introduce yourself with your first name, which university you're studying at, and I'll bet you what 90% of people are doing computer science, and what year of study you're in. Then I know who it is. Sounds like it's on.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, nice. My name's Jasmine. I'm in the second year of Aberystwyth University doing computer science. In regards to doing the whole CV layout, I saw that you did not need a reference section, and I just thought whether if it's kind of like an overall like thing that companies do not expect, because I have been told other things that I do need a reference section, so I am feeling a bit contradicted right now.
We don't need a reference section, no. The references come after you get the job. Yeah, so no need for reference section, no need to put references available or whatever it is. They'll do those checks when you get the job.
Okay, thank you.
A CV section, oh, there you go. In case you want to still have it on there.
Hi, my name is Yetunde, Data Science MSc. Just in addition to the question she asked about CV, before now I got to know that CV requires just 2 pages. By the way, thank you for the branding tips you gave us. Excellent. Thank you for that. Yeah, so for the CV, I highlighted just 2 pages, but now you said it's a page. So how do we compress those skills that we've got? Thank you.
So again, the word that's highlighted on there needs to be concise. And whatever you're putting on there needs to be of quality, and that it's going to stand out. And it's going to make your skills stand out. So if it then takes you to a page and 1 paragraph, okay, as long as what you put on there is solidly showing your skills and your brand and what you've learned, then it's give or take. We just stick to 1 page, because then people start writing 3 pages and stuff, and that just gets wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's lots of questions on this one.
Can I just ask a quick question? My name's Hannah. I'm from Aberystwyth University.
Hi.
How much would you tailor a CV for a role?
I'm going to say quite a bit, but again, it depends on what the role is and what skills you have learned within whatever job you're doing. So if you are applying for a computer science role, and yes, you have worked at Tesco, what skills have you learned at Tesco that are relevant for that role? That is what you put on your CV.
Yeah. And I just want to add, if anyone's going for an academic career, the CV, the page limit thing is different.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So in academia, people sometimes have like 30-page CVs.
Okay, wow.
We go on, man. We just go on. Anyway,
Great. Love it.
back to it.
Yeah, so it's putting those skills that you've learned is important.
Hi, Gaurav here from MSc Data Analytics, University of Sheffield. So I've seen a lot of CVs having like a personal statement or an objective statement at the top of the CV. So do you recommend we should include that in our CV? Thank you.
No, not really, because no one reads it. They don't read it. So it depends. If you are applying to an organization who has asked you to write a cover letter, then you don't need to put a personal statement, because you're going to cover that in your letter. But no, unless they've asked you for it, unless you're doing a personal statement, we don't need a personal one at the top. Not at this stage. Yeah. And again, you'll be saying the same thing here. You're saying in the body of your CV. Personal statements as well don't show evidence. And remember, when you're doing your skills that you've learned, you're showing evidence of the work you've done, and you're qualifying it.
Hi, I'm Maddie. I do Maths and CS at Durham Uni.
Lovely.
I was wondering, if you don't have any prior internship or work experience, but you have worked on personal projects,
Yep.
what sort of projects would you recommend putting on there that do stand out and that do grab attention? And if you haven't done any previously, what would you recommend embarking on?
Fantastic. So you always have experience, even if you've done personal things, volunteering, heads of clubs, presidents of clubs, or whatever, secretaries of clubs. If you've done all of that, that's always relevant because, again, what do I keep saying? It's about the skills that you've learned and how they apply to that role. So those are the ones you choose to put on your CV, whichever ones are going to be relevant or show off your skills to make sure that you can do that job and talk about it in your interview. So whatever you've learned at your clubs, you have to go and articulate, well, this is what I've learned, and I can bring this to the role because I've done this, this, and this. Yeah. There's a whole interviewing section. We covered that at SEO. So if you join our programs, we'll talk a lot about how you articulate your experience using the STAR technique in your interviews. Yeah. Oh, I think we're at the TV.
Hi.
Does that help? You can come see me after as well. I'll be there.
Okay. My name is Jessica from Manchester Metropolitan University, studying MSc Data Science.
Oh,
I'm
so
over
hi.
here.
My
So,
eyesight.
yeah, looking at the tips for CV, if CV is to be on one pager, then what happens to the LinkedIn? Because now I can see that most recruiters go through LinkedIn, and most of them can just say, okay, hey, can you just share your CV with me? Haven't seen how elaborate your skills and your experiences are on LinkedIn. Will I still make my CV one page? I think it's going to contradict.
You
I think so.
They shouldn't. They should be about the same. It's just LinkedIn is cool because the sections are really defined, aren't they? And you can put stuff, you can put things in the sections on LinkedIn, which is great. And it's standardized LinkedIn. You can't add a whole lot of other stuff. It shouldn't contradict. It should be the same thing.
Okay.
Whatever you've done, it should be the same. Your CV is the one that you tailor a lot more, again, according to what role that you're applying for. But yeah, they should.
So
they
in
should
the
just about
aspect
be
of
the
your
same.
profile where you have to say something about yourself and at least say much about yourself, do you need to still say same in your CV, or now you now have to wave it off?
Again, they'll match. If you have, if you've done work experience at Tesco, IBM, and Deloitte, that's what you're going to put on your CV anyway. So they still match. They'll never be that much off. Your personal statement as well would be matching what your CV says. Again, you're allowed to tailor your CV. So don't think that they have to be two completely different things. They're the same thing. Yeah, they should match. They should both be showing off your skills.
Okay, sorry, lastly. I've gone for an interview. Okay, I'm studying data science, and I applied for a job in an FMCG.
Yeah.
So now they want to consider me because of my experience, and I've not got any major experience in data science. So I have in the other area where I had food technology as my first degree.
Okay.
So now they asked me in my interview that they've gone through my LinkedIn, haven't seen that what I have there is majorly on data science. So they are now saying, okay, what's now the relationship between data science and what I've come to do in the company? So I just had to build something around it. So in this aspect, I'm saying that if my CV is same as my LinkedIn, does it give me other opportunities in other areas?
Yeah, it should. It should, because again, whatever skills, it should give you opportunities in other areas. Yeah, because you're going to put both those skills on there as well. So it depends on the points that you're putting in your work experience. You need to build in everything that it is that you want it to say, or that you want to stand out within there.
Okay, so for every job, I should always go to edit my LinkedIn profile. Does it?
Okay, let's talk about it afterwards. Come and see me after, because I think we've got a few questions to add.
Yeah, I'm going to add that. Come and see her afterwards. She has a stall here.
I've got a stall.
And come and see her in the coffee break and ask her more questions. We'd like to thank TAPS.
Thank you.